So, I have two articles for you guys today, and I think these are very interesting reads. This one is from GamePer.com, and this was an article August the 10th, pretty much last month, a month ago actually. And this article says Spider-Man wants to be at the same level with Rocksteady and Batman Arkham. So, this is a telling line. So, it says, during a recent roundtable, creative director Brian Intihar, he was the creative director on Spider-Man, well, probably still is, discussed the matter, revealing that it's right to say that a developer had Rocksteady's work of gaming reboot on Batman as a model and an inspiration for this game. So, this is a quote from him. He said, let me get ahead of you. Yes, we played the Batman Arkham games, and many fans have asked how we're going to compare with the quality standard they were able to set, Intihar said when asked about influences. So the Arkham games definitely influenced Batman, Batman definitely influenced the creation of Spider-Man. And this is really interesting because there are two games that I like. But Batman is always number one for me. I've played Arkham City. Origins is not a Rocksteady game, so that's a game in its own category. I really wish Rocksteady did it, but I can understand that Rocksteady was probably working on Arkham Knight to launch out the new generation of consoles. Got to play Arkham Knight, played it twice, playing the new game Plus here and there once in a while, but the game is still a solid game. In fact, I fired it up the other day, I think 2 days ago, and I played it, and it's still a good game. I can't even believe how good that game still is. Even today, it's crazy. And that brings me to Rocksteady. Rocksteady is pretty much hands down one of my favorite studios because they've made one of my favorite games. Now, their DLC implementation for the Arkham games and their, port to PC, I guess that's a publisher thing because they probably had to, maybe outsource that or whatever. Those weren't the best scenarios at first, but, now the game is playable and it's as polished as it was when it was released on console. So this article from PC Gamer, written by Samuel Horty, says, Batman Arkham developer Rocksteady, says Batman. Arkham developer Rocksteady hiring for highly anticipated AAA game. New job postings suggest an announcement could be imminent. So, the tables are turning, things are moving, people are filing things here and there. And this says Rocksteady Studios, developer of 3 Batman Arkham games, Asylum, City, and Night, has kept quiet about what it's working on next. But new job postings suggest that it might announce its new game soon. I'm super stoked. I encourage you to read these articles because, Rocksteady pretty much reinvented, the superhero genre, especially in their own IPs for the Batman games, I think. I mean, they took the Arkham games and then in Arkham Knight, they added the Batmobile. Now, as much as people may have said, well, the Batmobile seemed really overwhelming. There was so much, there were so many missions you had to do with that Batmobile. I have to confess that was actually a very well done implementation of Batman. Batman just happens to have a Batmobile. I mean, a lot of people were kind of like, well, the Batmobile had too many things to do, but the Batmobile is part of Batman, and if they had gone crazy, they would have probably had you control the Batwing. But, time and space and probably budget probably would have been too much for implementing that on a game like that. But you can't say, or you cannot even minimize how well the Batman games were done. And so this is what I'm anticipating. I'm really excited about this news. I've been reading about it. Something says this. Something says this says it posted multiple new job lists on its website this week, all pointing toward a new AAA title. Now, this is the speculation. There's speculation that there's probably going to be a Superman game coming up. I don't care what it is. If Rocksteady makes it, it's good to play. That's pretty much my own stance on the whole matter of whatever game they're making. So I'm crazy, anticipating whatever it is that they're working on. And I know from their style of gaming, the combat system, to be honest, the Arkham combat system is still superior to Spider-Man. I mean, I tried both of them, just this weekend, and I was able to say, okay, Spider-Man's combat system is good, but the Arkham combat system is just out of this world. Plus, with the Arkham games, you have a slew of characters. You have Robin, Nightwing, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Azrael, and, you have the Dark Knight himself. So with, 6 possible, players that you can do combat with, you're able to, and Batgirl, 7. You're able to see different, characters fight. Whereas in the, in the Spider-Man game so far, what we have is, only Spider-Man, and we've seen, a trailer with Black Cat. So are there going to be more people that you can, fight with, or you can use for combat in different settings or whatever? I guess we're yet to see. And that's probably going to be the test for, the Spider-Man games as being in comparison or on par with the Arkham games. Now, I will give it to the Spider-Man game that the Spider-Man game has very good stealth mechanics. Just as good as the Arkham series, if not even maybe somewhat better. Because the way Spider-Man is as a superhero, he's able to traverse, all kinds of places that Batman will probably not traverse just as well. Like, and then the swinging through New York City, hands down, you can't achieve that with Batman. But Batman is a unique superhero, so we can't make comparisons on every level. But that's what I wanted to put out there today. For those of you who are Batman fans, for those of you who are, in tune with, Rocksteady. I follow them on Twitter every day. They post something. I'm like, what do they have there? They're posting all this concept art and all this stuff. Now, they're making another Batman game. Golly, that would be crazy. And I'm going to be really excited to actually look into that and, play it. If they make a Batman game, I might break my, my stance on pre-ordering. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's all I have to say today. Thank you for your time and your audience. Thanks for even clicking the video. Consider subscribing, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Peace.